It's me. Welcome back. In today's video, we're going to talk about a mysterious case that happened in 2017, where two friends from West Virginia went missing and were never seen again. A cryptid is an animal whose existence is suggested but not proven. This channel is dedicated to finding and exposing these beasts, so I can put an end to their reign of terror. My specialty is North American cryptids because I live here, and that's what I know best. I've been hunting cryptids for years, and I'm good at what I do. You may have heard of Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster. On September 16, 2017, Wiley and David parked their car at the trailhead and began their hike. There are several trails that branch off from the main trail, and they intended on taking one of the smaller trails. The plan was to hike to a secluded area away from the crowds. They had done this several times before. They didn't stick around to find out if the creature would chase after them. Maybe they had imagined the whole thing. Maybe they hadn't. They didn't want to find out. They started walking away from the creature. They had to cross it to continue on the trail. Wiley took the lead. He was the bigger of the two. He carried a knife in his pocket just in case. He tried to help, but it was too strong for him. It tossed him like a rag doll, then turned its attention to David. He ran as fast as he could, but it was no use. The creature was faster than him. It caught up to him and knocked him to the ground. But none are more terrifying than the wendigo. I've seen them in the forest. They move like lightning and are incredibly strong. It wasn't trying to hide. It was trying to scare them off. That's why it made the scarecrow out of leaves and sticks. It wanted to warn them to stay away. If you ever see a wendigo, run away. Don't try and fight it. There's no hope. He tried to fight back, but it was too strong. It bit down on his arm, then dragged him into the woods. It would try and sneak up on its prey. But the wendigo isn't normal. It's evil. It's pure evil. He stopped at the edge of the water and looked around. They'll say there's no such thing as a wendigo. To them I say do some research. Read about the wendigo. Learn about its history. Then come back and tell me it's not real. All I can hope is that they died quickly and didn't suffer for long. Some believe the creature killed them and dragged their bodies into the forest. Others believe it took them back to its lair and fed them to its babies. The police searched for the men, but never found any trace of them. Their car was found at the trailhead, but there was no sign of a struggle. Their backpacks were also found, but they were empty. There was no sign of the creature either. He didn't see any tracks or signs of the creature. He called back to David, telling him to come over. Together, they crossed the stream and continued on the trail. They didn't take their eyes off the path in front of them. They were too afraid to look anywhere else. They turned around and saw the creature standing at the edge of the forest. It was looking at them. Its eyes glowed red in the dim light of the forest. They started to run, but it was too late. The creature was faster than them. Some say they were taken by a bear, but bears don't usually target humans. Others say it was a mountain lion, but mountain lions don't usually drag their prey away. Most agree whatever took the men was big, strong, and fast. It lunged out of the trees and grabbed Wiley by the leg. The wendigo is an evil spirit that possesses some people and turns them into monsters. It drives them to kill and eat human flesh. The only way to stop a wendigo is to kill the host. Once the host is dead, the spirit can be banished. They ran as fast as they could, tripping over roots and rocks, not caring if they broke their legs. They ran and ran. Finally, they stopped to catch their breath. They didn't dare look back to see if the creature was following them. They could hear heavy footsteps behind them, getting closer and closer. Then they heard a loud crash and then silence. They knew the forest like the back of their hand. They are cryptids. As they rounded a bend in the trail, they noticed something strange in the middle of the path. It was humanoid in shape, about 7 feet tall and covered in leaves and sticks. It looked like a scarecrow, only it wasn't made by man. Something had made it and left it in the middle of the path. They had gone hiking in the Appalachian Mountains near Beckley, West Virginia. The name of the trail is Evetts Creek Trail. They could see its eyes, which glowed a bright red in the daylight. It hissed at them as they approached it. They couldn't see its face, but they could hear its breathing. Whatever it was big, too big to be a bear, a cougar, or anything else they could think of. They knew the trail like the back of their hand. When you watch videos about the Appalachian Mountains, it looks like a beautiful place. These mountains are home to many cryptids. If you know anything about cryptology, you know the Cherokee believe the Great Smoky Mountains are home to a race of little people called the Sacagawea. Now, I personally believe there's much more than little people living in these mountains, but I'll save that for another video. It's a popular trail for hikers. You can go on their website and see all the 5-star reviews and pictures of people having fun. Well, it's a beautiful trail. That is until something horrible happens to you while you're on the trail. It's very possible they are now monster food. This is a true story. There aren't many people better than me. I can track anything from a squirrel to a deer, bear, mountain lion, elk, or whatever else is out there. Everything I'm about to tell you comes from real events. But before I begin, I need to let you know there is no sponsor for today's video. So be sure to subscribe if you want to help out. If you like the videos, leave a comment down below and hit that notification bell. With all that said, let's begin. For those of you who don't know, I am a hunter. I hunt monsters. And my specialty is cryptids. Now, do not get it twisted. There are thousands of cryptids all around the world, and I hunt them all. Most people think of me as a redneck with a gun and a camera, and maybe they're right. But when it comes to tracking animals, in 2017, 2 friends from West Virginia reached out to me through my website. Their names were Wiley and David. Wiley and David had hiked this trail several times before. Anyway, this video will be long enough as it is. Back to the story. They walked along the trail talking and joking around like they always did. They had talked about this trip for weeks. Now, normally, a smart monster would try and hide itself from people, but this monster wanted to be seen. When they saw its eyes, they knew they needed to run. They stood there for a moment, listening. They didn't hear anything. They started to calm down a little. After a while, they came across a small stream. About 20 minutes later, they heard a loud crash in the trees behind them. David watched in horror as the creature dragged Wiley into the forest. That was the last time anyone saw Wiley and David. No one knows what happened to them. Theories abound as to what happened to the men. I believe the creature that took Wiley and David was a wendigo. I have hunted many cryptids in my day. The reason I believe the wendigo took these men is because of the way it behaved. It wanted to be seen. Now, if this was a normal bear or mountain lion, it wouldn't do that. It would try and hide. I feel sorry for the men. They didn't stand a chance against that thing. It was too powerful for them. Some people will read this story and think it's fake. Until next time, be safe.